Earlier in the show, we talked about Barack Obama and his pretty incredible rally in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's one version of how you can deliver a political speech, okay? We reviewed that. Another is a different former president, Donald Trump. And let's see how he delivered a speech in Pennsylvania as well, starting with this.
And the women are going to like Trump. I think they like me anyway. I think it's all bullshit, you know? They make it up.
Yeah, I mean, believe that at your own peril. Believe that all the polls indicating there's this unprecedented gender gap between Harris and Trump is all just BS. And hopefully, him not responding strategically to that reality that is very real, not BS, will cost him the election. Then he can't stop complimenting himself and rambling about how he never rambles, but he just says a lot of stuff and he weaves and he in this way that English professors have said is incredible and indicative of a genius. He just goes from one topic to the next and never connects them, but does sort of in a way that you could not possibly understand unless you're a genius.
I have a great memory. I can talk about hundreds of things at one time and always get back to that point that you were trying to make. I can do things that people can't do, but you know what? We have the biggest, This
must be why he constantly insults Vice President Harris's intelligence, because he's clearly so insecure about his. I know some smart people, okay? They never tell me they're smart. Don't tell me, show me is the policy on that topic for sure. But Trump constantly says he's a very stable genius, as he once said it, or talks about how the way that he rambles is actually 16D chess. That doesn't make sense. In a way that only geniuses understand. That's a sign that he is concerned that people think he's a dum-dum. And that's why he always accuses Vice President Harris, someone who's obviously very intelligent, of being unintelligent or low IQ or stupid. It's projection. Then he insulted Dave McCormick.
He's tough as hell. David, I know you just spoke. Just come here, say like for 2 seconds, because nobody wants to hear you right now. Just come up.
What? Huh? You're inviting him up, but saying no one wants to hear you? And then McCormick ran on stage and went, "I'll be quick." This is cult. That's what we're witnessing. That he'll come up after being embarrassed and go, "Mr. President, oh God, you're so great," right after you insulted me. Then this.
But for that to happen, the people of Pennsylvania have to tell Kamala Harris that we've had enough. We think you're a horrible person. We think you're a liar. And right? We think
we think you're a liar. Right?
You're a liar. We think you're not a smart person, and we're tired of having stupid people run our country. But for
there it is again. I said on my show when we covered this or something related. By the way, again, you can find my show at Luke Beasley on YouTube. But there's so many things you can criticize your political opponent about, Vice President Harris about. Some tough criticisms of political opponents. I think it's totally within a decent political environment. But Trump insists on taking our political dialogue and deteriorating, as I said in the past segment, more and more and more to where it's just a bunch of children screaming at each other. At least if we all acted like him, that's what it would be. It's unfortunate. Then he's very upset with wind again.
The whole thing is crazy. You remember when I used to say, "Darling, I want to watch our president tonight on television." And the husband looks, "I'm sorry, dear. The windmills aren't wind. There's no wind tonight. You can't watch."
Wait. There's so many times when I'm listening to Trump talk and I think that my brain wasn't working. Let's listen to that first part one more time.
The whole thing is crazy. You remember when I used to say, darling, I want to watch our president tonight on television. And the husband looks, I'm sorry, dear.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry,
Dear. The windmills aren't wind. There's no wind tonight. You can't watch, darling. We're not going to be watching tonight.
The windmills aren't wind. No, they're windmills. You're correct. The windmills aren't be winding tonight, so no TV. I don't want to be insulting. I just criticize him for being a child. That's not an intelligent person.
I think the other one asking the question is dumber than Kamala. So she's a dummy. I watched her over the years. That is one dumb woman. Sorry. I'm sorry, women. She's a dummy.
People say women don't like me. She's dumb. She's a dumb woman. Sorry, women. But women love me. It's BS if you ever say otherwise. He doesn't understand the contradiction there. That's the stuff. Plus overturning and revoking the rights. That hurts too. And then I'll play another. He's obsessed with insulting other people's intelligence because he thinks if in an instant, if one individual moment wind's not blowing, then the energy generated by windmills can't be accessed. So he has to call everyone else stupid to make himself feel better.
So think of that. So I heard that question when it was given, because I had to watch, because, she doesn't do any interviews. She doesn't do any press conferences. She doesn't do them for one reason. She's not smart. She's not smart.
No one repeats that much unless it's about them. And this is so weird. Then he says this about Whoopi Goldberg.
She said, I'm making a movie. Would you be in it? I said, in what capacity? Just a walk-on. You're so great. Would you do it? I did a walk-on for Whoopi Goldberg. Now she says, I refuse to mention his name. You know what? Politics can do strange things to demented people. Now, I've hired Whoopi to work for me as a comedian before this stuff, and a long time ago. And I went, and, I'm not particularly shy about what I hear. Her mouth was so foul. Every word out of her mouth was like the F word, this. I was with a group of people, like sort of nice people, and we had to leave. She was so filthy dirty, disgusting. Half the place left. I said I'd never hire her again, but she was so dirty. Every word was filthy dirty, and I left. And then I see her.
Why did he say it like that? Every word is dirty, filthy, disgusting, filthy, dirty, filthy. So filthy. Oh, gosh. He attacked Howard Stern. I don't even think we need to keep getting into that. But I do think you should continue being subjected to this pattern.
And because she's speaking, people are realizing she's a dumb person. And we can't have another dumb president.
One of the things that people who are analyzing Trump's brain, experts, say about a sign of his decline is that he is having a harder and harder time coming up with new, unique, thoughtful ways to explain himself, to articulate a thought. And so this is the best example of it. He can't think of better insults. So it's just, she's dumb because she's a dummy. And her friend has a nasty, foul, disgusting, dummy mouth. So they're all a bunch of dummies. So I don't care that they don't like me because they're dumb and stupid and also nasty. And it's embarrassing. It's truly embarrassing. Why people wait for hours to watch this in person, I'll never know. I will never know. I know this becomes repetitive for the full show viewers, but gotta make sure it's properly being communicated. You can find me at Luke Beasley on YouTube and podcast listeners searching that on any podcast platform. We'll be back after this.
If you stay on top of the news, you follow politics and elections, why not win cash for it? Manifold is the app and website where you can win cash for predicting what will happen next in politics, and it is free to play. Questions like, will Trump win the presidential election? Will Kamala Harris flip a state? Will political commentator Destiny appear on Joe Rogan's podcast? If you predict correctly, you win play money called Mana or Sweep Cash. One Sweep Cash is redeemable for a US dollar. So if you predict right, you can turn it into cash. And the platform gives you free Mana and Sweep Cash to play with every single day. Go to manifold.markets/Pacman and you'll get free extra Sweep Cash just for signing up to start you on your journey. No purchase necessary to win cash or prizes. If you want to go bigger, you can use my link to get 40 extra Sweep Cash when you spend $20 on Mana. If you put that 40 Sweep Cash on Trump losing the election at the current odds, you win 70 Sweep Cash if he loses, redeemable for $70 cash. You must be a U.S. resident, 18 or older. See terms and conditions. The link is in the description.